What's up guys, it's LeMar DeVente back with another Bakugan news video, and we're taking a look at everything we got from New York Toy Fair 2019. There's so much, so let's just get right into it. But before I get into it, I just want to give a huge thank you to Kohdok. He is the one who has posted all the images I'm using in the video, and I'm going to link to his Twitter and his YouTube in the description below. Thank you so much to him for getting this, and I can't wait to see his video on New York Toy Fair. Now, the first Bakugan we're going to take a look at is Kalyan. It looks exactly like the monster design, and that's really impressive. It looks like a Chinese dragon in both forms. If I'm wrong, let me know. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Bakugan Ultra because the legs would not be able to pop out if the core was on the bottom of it. And it looks like the magnet would most likely be right above its head in that space over there. That's a really nice looking Bakugan, and I really want to get this one. Now, we also got confirmation of a diamond coming, and obviously it's going to be for Phaedrus. Really nice to see this, and I like this one so much more than the darkest. Diamonds look great, but this has to be one of my favorite diamonds overall right now. Now we have Nobilion, and I actually didn't realize this was a Nobilion when I first saw it. I had to ask my friend Siwadai about it, who then told me what Bakugan this actually was. It looks really good, and the only major difference from the monster design is the wings being placed lower. One thing I want to note is that it uses a similar mechanism to Serpenti's. I'm not going to say it's a remold because the rest of the Bakugan does not follow the same unfolding mechanism. But wow, does this ever look good? And it's nice to see another bird Bakugan that's not the traditional Phoenix or Falcon. We're also getting this in Aquos, so for all of you who love the water faction, there you go. Now we finally get to see Pantheon. I've been pretty excited for this one, and one of my friends has been as well. She's been waiting quite some time to see this, and wow, does it ever look similar to the monster design? I really love this one. We've never seen any Bakugan that was a wolf with long arms, or anything really that had such elongated limbs. And I really like how this turned out. The way they did the claws for the hands and the feet, really nice. Reminds me of how it was stylized for some of the Bakutech Bakugan. And this has to be one of the best looking Bakugan revealed. We got to see it in Chaos, and it's actually coming in two more attributes. We have a darkest one, which is a bit harder to see, but you guys can see it. Looks pretty good. And then we have the auraless one. And the auraless one is pretty good. This one looks more like a prototype in my opinion because of the color scheme. It doesn't look like the traditional auraless gold that they use. But that's alright. I'm sure that when we finally get that on the market, it's going to look amazing. Now we have Phaedrus. We got to see the monster early because of the card that was in one of the Beyond the Brawl videos, if I remember correctly. And as you can see, it seems to open with the Baku core on the bottom. So this shouldn't be an Ultra by any means, but because of how detailed it is, I really do think it is. Of course, we have the stats here, which is 400 B power, 4 damage, and it has Shadow Strike. Pretty nice. It takes the Flaming Fist and the Green Fist as the Baku cores. I gotta say that it kind of reminds me of Fangs because it's almost like a Snake Bakugan, but it's supposed to be a dragon, except this one is longer, has more detail, and has arms. Now we got to see it in a few more attributes, including Darkest, which is the anime accurate one. And we also got confirmation that it's coming as a diamond. This is supposed to be a Darkest evolution too, because anime accuracy. And finally, there's an Aquos version. This one looks pretty good, and hey, more for everyone who plays Aquos. Now we got to see Heyostrog Ultra. Yes, we've seen it on the Walmart display, I think the checklist, and also images came from the first invitational event. But now we get to see a more completed toy for it. It seems like this has some more manual parts than a usual Ultra, with one of them being the horn, and I think the second would be the hooves. That isn't confirmed, but regardless, I must say, I really like this one. It looks good in Auraless, and I'm excited for when we actually see it in Chaos, because that would probably look really good. Now we finally get to see Fangs Ultra, and I'm not even sure if it's coming in the current set we have, which is known as Battle Brawlers, or the next one, which we only know by its abbreviation, BR. Regardless, this looks pretty good. It looks much like a Cobra, and good job to Spin Master for that. Though I do have one concern, and I'm hoping this does not suffer from Alto-Bronte syndrome, where it has a lip and becomes way too hard to roll. I really think that I may have that issue. We're gonna have to wait to see that, but that's my one big concern with this. Now, this picture is actually from the official Spin Master Instagram account. This was posted on their story, and we get to see Kubo! Wow, this thing looks so adorable. And at first I was wondering if this was an Ultra or a Core because it looks bigger than a regular Bakugan, and they're already at 36 millimeters. But because of the Walmart system, it has been confirmed as a Core. There's not too much going on with it. It really reminds me of a Zubul because the body just pops out of its head and then the face pops open too. I like that they're using the Zubul technology per se. Good to see that here, and I'm hoping that it's actually not overused, but I am glad to actually see it. Now we got to see the diamond of it, and that is a Chaos evolution, though it's sad to think that this really cute looking clear bear is going to be so hard to find. I definitely need to get a few of those cores. And we got to see the events version, and that really reminds me of Azubul just because of the color scheme. I really can't wait to see how this is going to play in the meta, if anything. Now this is pretty big, and it's the return of Bakugan Deca. If you don't know what a Deca is, basically they take the toy and they upscale it and it just becomes gigantic. If you look at the case on the left with the Bakugan and you look at the right at the Decas, you can see they're much, much larger. I don't even know the scale, but they're just that much bigger. I really want to talk about the Decas right now because there is a lot to this image. So first off, they seem like they come with bigger Baku cores, and we did have Deca Gate cards in the original series, but those were not included with the Deca Bakugan. We only got the regular small gate cards, so it's good to see Spin Master acknowledge that we need something larger to roll on for these larger marbles. Now, if we look at the newest packaging, this is something significant. So, of course, we know that this is coming with a Deca Baku core, and that's great because in the original series, when we had Decas, they only came with these small, regular-sized gate cards. You had to buy the Deca cards separately. Now we see the Baku cores, and they're actually changed. I'm not even sure if this is the front side or the back side because it could either be replacing the symbols of a Baku core, such as the shield, the fist, and all those other ones. Or it could be replacing the adjustments to your B power or your damage rating, which I'm not sure if I want to see either of those go, because it completely defeats the purpose of how a Baku core works either way, but I'm interested to see how that goes, if anything. Now, it also seems like these come with ability cards, looking at it from the packaging, and that's pretty interesting. It's good that they're doing that. I wish they actually did this with the other core starters we have, so we didn't have to just go buy booster packs and we could just get a single ability card, please. That'd be nice. But speaking of that, so far we're only seeing Deca Core Bakugan. That's really interesting to note, and I'm wondering if we will ever get Ultra variants. I don't think we will because those would probably cost way too much at MSRP because Ultras already cost more than a Core. Decas are already more expensive than Ultra, so a Deca Ultra is going to be pretty expensive. And when those things flip and hit the ground, I think I'm going to feel an earthquake. So, there's that. All jokes aside, it's nice to see Deca return. That was something just neat to have where you had the larger figures. And one thing I'm hoping for, but I'm not too confident about, is compatibility with the TCG. I would maybe in the future like to have some fun battles with just Deca teams, but because of how the Baku cores are working, maybe that wouldn't work. Or maybe it will just work if we use the regular hide matrix. That would be nice to do, and there's no reason why it wouldn't. So yeah, that's a good idea, now that comes to mind. And we have Tertonium. I actually really like Tertonium. Kind of reminds me of the beast for Drasil from Beyblade, if you guys know Beyblade, because that's kind of what half my channel is. But anyways, I'm happy to see this. I really like this core version. It may be very simple, and you can see that half of it doesn't transform because that's the shell. But that's okay, because there's something about this which I just really admire, and really reminds me of what we got in the original Battle Brawler series. So I cannot wait for this one. I'm waiting for it to come in Ventus and Aquos if anything, because those make the most sense for a turtle Bakugan. Now we have Tertonium Ultra, and this is in Darkest. It really looks like the core version, and I really love the core version, but this Ultra one is pretty nice too. I have the feeling that the magnet's going to be on the top of it, right on the shell, and I like how the shell actually pops out and it's not just staying low either or even splitting apart. They're making the most of that semi-sphere right there. Really nice, and yeah, there's that. Head pops out, arms kind of sploot, and there's that. Just another really cute Bakugan, and I just really need to get all the Tertoniums, if anything. And now for the miscellaneous bit of this, because I will be doing a part 2. We finally see the core Chaos Dragonoid. A lot of people have been wondering about it, and now we know that it's confirmed to come out when, I don't know, maybe in the next series, which is, you know, BR. But let's hope it's soon so we can have the Council of Thickonoid. Now we have Heyostrog Ultra, and this is a really chunky Ultra. I'm surprised because usually they're not exactly slim, but it's not the whole body which is supposed to be chunky. Then again, this is a gorilla, so I should not be surprised. My biggest question is, where is it going to pick up the Baku core? That's something I really don't see where it would be doing it other than on the underside, but we'll have to see. And now we have the Diamond Core of Gortheon. This is supposed to be a Chaos Diamond evolution, as you can tell by the color scheme. It's really nice, and I like what they're doing, how the arms pop out to almost form the body of it. It reminds me of what they're doing with Gundalian Invaders, and that's not to compare it to it, but it is nice that they are making the most of the core form. Now I want to say that I like the core because it's very easy to see the gorilla face, and it's nicely molded. Especially in this photo of the Pyrus one from Kohdok, the face is so visible and really looks like a gorilla. Really good job by Spin Master. So, what do you think of everything shown at Toy Fair? Please let me know down below. I'm really excited to hear everyone's opinions. And expect another video hopefully coming out tomorrow, so please stay tuned. And if you like this video, leave a like. If you want to be updated for all my Beyblade and Bakugan content, hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks to everyone for watching, and remember to brawl on.